And finally, another episode of House of Harlem Studio. I am your guest. I'm sorry. My bad. I was playing around. That's why I'm your guest. Thank God this is recorded because if this was live, it would have been in. Listen, man, you are now linked into House of Harlem Studio. What's popping? If you haven't subscribed, I want you to subscribe and make sure you hit that like button. We're here with a lovely guest, and she goes by the name
Bldg.
Thank you, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for coming and chopping it up with us here at House of Harlem Studio. I'm hearing
sure.
you are one of the hottest artists right now. You got a single out.
Try to be.
Trying to be. No, we going to be. We going to be. We are already.
Yes.
Already. So listen, man, here on this platform, we just have so many people that come and bless us with some interviews and give us some information about what's going on in their lives, and most importantly, to let us know about their music. So, how did you start with your music? How did you start, with becoming an artist?
Well, my artistry started actually listening, like being behind the scenes. My dad was a beat maker, and he was into rapping and things like that. So I kind of was in the studio with them while they was creating, and it kind of pushed me to know more about music. But I was into fashion, and so I kind of dwindled to being a fashion model.
Well, that's new.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then so about years later, after I had a child, I was like, you know what? I love music so much, I'm gonna do this. So that's what kind of changed it up for me a little bit, because I knew I could speak on how I wanted to feel.
So
on how I felt.
So although you were inspired by music by way of your father, you didn't really take it professionally until years later.
Years later.
Now, what type of artists were your father working with during that time?
Well, he was actually rapping himself. And
Oh.
yeah, and so it was more so him, and he had kind of like a group of people
Okay.
that he worked with. And so
Okay.
yeah, it was different, but you
Okay.
know.
Is he still doing that?
He's producing,
More
but he's
so?
not necessarily rapping himself, no.
So how is he involved in your career and how you're going?
A smidge. Right now my husband / manager
Is doing it more
is doing
so?
everything. So yeah.
Do your husband have the same experience that your father had?
He has a great amount of experience.
Yes.
And so I like to follow his lead a lot.
And there's nothing wrong with that, girl. I hear that. Let him do what he do. Let the men be the men so we can stay pretty. All right. So now you have best of both worlds.
Facts.
Where you had your dad, you already had that experience under your belt.
Mm-hmm.
What age were you when you started going to the studio with your dad? Was it fairly young, or
I was
you in
pretty
your
young.
teens?
Yeah, I was young. I don't remember if I was maybe a teenager. Well, I might have been a teenager whenever I started going to the studio.
Right.
But
So you were inspired right then and there. I can relate to that because I recently started coming to the studio and listening to certain artists, and I felt like I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put this in my bucket list, even if I make a fool out of myself.
Oh yeah.
So when you're around a certain type of environment, it can be inspiring,
Oh yeah.
good or bad.
I'm always inspired though. Like
Right.
I'm just walking down the street, I get inspired. So it's just for me, it's just being alive and being able to experience for me. You know.
More some.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta ask you this. Please do not get insulted. Please do not get insulted. But do you write your own music?
I don't. Well, I can't say I don't. I do in a sense.
Right.
But well, none of my music is just written by somebody else. In other words, I write collaboratively with my writers.
Wow. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? That's great. You know what I mean? Because if I may be wrong, but since I can remember, it's almost 2 years now. I've never really heard anyone mention that.
I
listen,
can't.
That I don't write everything. It's a collaborative. I do have some input. Everyone's like, what? Some people actually get offended. Like, what? I write all my music. What you talking about? Like, it's a taboo. Not to, like, you know.
I can't get offended because even the top artists right now have writers and multiple writers
heard
at
that?
that. You know, I can't. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Take
definitely no. So like for me, and when I say collaboratively, like I can't allow somebody to write something for me that doesn't fit me.
Right.
And I have to be there when they're writing it.
Okay. So you're
for
still
me,
part
that's
of the
what
process.
it is. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, do you plan on writing for yourself
I have.
as much? Oh, you already have.
Yeah, I have just written
Right.
for myself, but you know, I
Right.
like it when I'm writing with someone because I didn't go to school for it
Right.
per se, so I just feel like it's better for me
Right.
to write with somebody who has had the experience.
Okay.
More
Well, I
so.
mean, listen, man, you're speaking your truth, and I appreciate that I'm able to interview people that have different experiences within this
Within the
entertainment.
industry.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I really do appreciate that because you're actually the first that I've ever heard come out and say something like this, and I commend you for it. So are you do you just rap, or are you like a vocalist? Can you sing, or you try to do?
I do a little bit of both, but
Okay.
I would just like to say I'm an entertainer because I just like to entertain the crowd. I like to just be in a space and be on a stage and
Right.
just bring energy to the environment
people.
in general.
Right. So, is most of your music right now just rap music, or do you have a crossover in certain other
I do.
genres?
Well, my crossover song is called Splash. That's the song that I put out before my last single, which is No Offense.
Ooh, I like these. Y'all be coming up with these savvy names to these songs, boy. And I mean, I think I call it clickbait, where you'll make the title of a song, but once you listen to the song, just like they do with YouTube, they'll make the title of what the video is going to be about, but it has nothing else to do with it. Do you do that with your music, where it's almost like a clickbait? The title of the song don't have any relevance to what the actual music is about.
Well, not really. For me, it's kind of direct. I would say, because No Offense is literally about
Right. So it's
people,
like if you say no bull,
well,
I
no,
can name
actually,
my song bullshit, and then the next thing you know is when they listen to it is about love.
Oh no.
Like, what?
Well, no offense was about, pretty much me getting thrown a lot of hate.
Right.
So I kind of just spoke to them and on the track, like, whatever. No offense, I got options.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
let them know,
it's
sis.
just telling people like I don't care about the fake shit.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be cussing, but
you curse.
Okay, good. We good.
You speak your truth on this platform, goddammit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just about telling people how I feel in music, and I like doing the vibe tracks.
Right.
But speaking on how I feel at a time where I felt like people that were closest to me were doing shady shit, and I just had to address it because I'm just the type of person who don't address it until it gets to the point where I need to address it. And it just blows up in your face, and then you be like, damn, why didn't I say nothing?
Now, being that you said you're that type of person, I mean, you don't have to answer this question. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Okay, because you sound so similar to me, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, so obviously your life experiences is what, inspires the music that you're going to sing, whether somebody else is writing or whether you're writing it. Exactly. And you've had a horrible experience thus so far in a point in time in your life.
I even tell other people's stories sometimes.
Right.
And I put it within what I'm talking about and make it a whole situation.
See, because I'm a true believer that other people's experience is still yours. So you don't have to physically go through it. You know what I mean? So I that's really dope that you said that. I'm a Taurus, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're saying things. I'm like, what's your sign? Because you sound so much like me. Which that should may not have any meaning, but whatever. So now that you're in this part of your life with your music, where do you want to go with it at? You know what I'm saying? Where do you see yourself? Because I know people have plans.
I see myself overseas. I just see so much for me, not only because of music, but because of the brand and what I can present to other people.
Especially with fashion.
Exactly. Fashion is definitely one of my things that I want to mix with my music. Well, I do mix with my music, but in even more of a clothing line, cosmetics, anything. I just want to be one brand that people can go to and be like, damn, she doing everything.
Everything all in one.
Yes.
I don't know, for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, you seem like everything in reverse, meaning you're more of a branding type of person when it comes to everything altogether versus just somebody being a lyricist that creates a brand. Right. You know what I mean? So I feel like you come in as a brand already, and then the lyricist is within the brand, right? Or the artist is within the brand and stuff like that.
Exactly what you just said is what we do.
Wow, it just seems like that. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So I know that you said you have a child. As a mommy, right? And I don't know. I reference Beyonce a lot, and I just feel like women in the past got the short end of the stick. We always had to compromise and give up our dreams because of that. But now it's like we going to the bag with the baby on the hip and all of that. Do you feel inspired that way?
Yes.
Do you feel like, okay, I can do everything I want to accomplish with the child, no matter what it is? Because I'm like the mother right now that we won't do homeschooling and go on the road if we have to right now. You know what I'm saying? But do you feel like it's a challenge to balance that out?
No, it's actually, it makes it better for me because my kids are within every process, and I have not only one, I have 4.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and so it's a process for me, but when I'm creating music, they're there. When I'm, about to go into the next prep phase, they're there. When they know I'm about to get ready for the stage, they're there. They see me practicing. They see me doing everything. Right. So, my kids are a part of, hey, is this song good? They be like, I'm rocking with that, ma. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. So they get their input.
They have to get the input, because if they don't, then I don't do it.
So that means that they're part of the team now.
They're part of the team.
They're part of the A team. I'm trying to get part of the A team too. You know?
Okay.
We're trying to be in there.
Yes.
I'm happy that you were open and expressing that because, sometimes I just feel like as women, we get a stigma. And because of that, it's just like the more you have, the more people just feel like, okay, you can't accomplish something, which is so not true. So I asked you that for a reason, because someone's going to listen to this and they're going to be inspired and go, okay, I could do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do believe that you should have a good team. Right? Do you agree?
I agree.
In that, totally. Outside of that, to make sure like while you're doing this, somebody's watching the kids, but it's not impossible, right? Right, guys? You know what I'm saying?
No,
so that's cool. Even though I don't know where, because it looked like you like 10 years old, no disrespect, gorgeous, skin is floor, to be having 4 kids. But I'm just saying, I don't know if she's lying or not, because she's just too pretty, But, whatever. But with that being said, right now, has any of your children been inspired thus so far? Because I'm sure... Really?
Yeah, all of my children are inspired. They're all
inspired?
singing or rapping or just wanting to be in theater or anything. My kids are just, y'all watch out for my kids, because they're going to be something.
Okay. I hear that. I said that about mine. I hear that.
We need that. We need the inspiration and the motivation to be able to pay it forward. Like what you're doing, you're paying it forward, so that
paying it forward.
Any of your children that feel like they wish to do it, or like, even if the question came up whether they are capable of doing it,
they know they are.
It becomes a non-question, because they're seeing a living example of what is possible.
Exactly.
I
You know what I'm saying? So, as a mother, I commend you. I congratulate you.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
I do too.
As an artist, I congratulate you. I support you. You know what I'm saying? Because we need stories like this. We need more. We need more stories that are going to inspire our community to know that, forget about what they're saying in the news, forget about what's going on out there, forget about mainstream media and all that, focus on what you want to do, visualize it, make it manifest, and the world is yours. You know what I mean? So I appreciate your energy coming on, because I guarantee you this this conversation is going to do just that. It's going to inspire some young individuals to say that if she can do it under the circumstances and the rigors that our sisters have to go through, it ain't no reason why I can't do it either. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's why, we have this going on. So I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Well, I agree. I know that this is supposed to be about you and your music and stuff like that. But at the same time, sometimes these interviews can really inspire people. And with that being said, do you feel like, I don't know how far you've gotten within the entertainment or the industry world thus so far, but do you feel like it's harder or easier for women in this world, this entertainment world?
It's so much harder. It's so much harder, because I feel like we have to prove ourselves 10 times more than a male does. And
is it because it's a male dominant world?
It is a male dominant world, but I just feel like they expect so much more out of us, because we do so much more. So it's just
We're superwomen.
Yeah. You gotta be everywhere at one time, and it's a struggle, but you guess what?
Right.
Them inspirations and those experiences help you get through it.
I really do. I do want to say that I don't know, when it comes to women, there's an expectation that she should be a home wife. She should be a home, and some women may want that. You know what I mean? And it's okay. But for the women who want to be career-driven women, especially in the entertainment world, she shouldn't be limited to that. So once again, we just commend you for pushing forward, because and then you, like you said, you're paying it forward with your children. And what I like about this new day and era, it was like, you know, do as I say, not as I do in some cultures. And so they get to see you doing it in real time. So you're learning and going through the process, through the ups and downs, and they get to see that, which hopefully they won't make all the wrong mistakes. And oh, I seen that happen to mommy, so I'm not going to do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. Well, for me, I know it's going to happen, because I'm going to turn to them and go, did you see what happened? I'm going to put it and keep it in their heads. You know, we're going to have an actual conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you on that. Now, I want to know about your single that just came out. What did you write that yourself, or did you do it with somebody else?
I did it with someone else, but the story was all mine, because this person, I told them the full story of what happened. So we kind of it's a different dynamic that I have with my writers, because I want them to know me, and I want to get to know them too. Right. So you know, we kind of talk about, so I literally called her and said, man, I'm pissed off because this and that and that and that and you know, it was just the whole story. And she's like, you got to put that in the song. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Tell me more about the story. And what? Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So she pretty much took notes. Yeah.
So how was it important, you know, for you to have like your team and the right people around you? Because obviously you had experience, a not so good experience in starting out with that. Did you expect the people that you had a falling out with to react the way that they did? And do you think you moving forward as an artist kind of put that pressure on them as a friend?
Well, I can say that it's going to be continuous. It's going to be continuous. You're going to have people who are going to feel like they have a position that they really don't have. I feel that, you know, people, once they see you doing things, or once you start becoming too cordial with people, they start to overlook what you are supposed to be. So you're cordial with them. But you have to now, because now you got to stick to the plan. And so the time that you had available, you may not have anymore. No. Right. And as a good friend, right, you would want them to understand. But when it's important, for me, I always say, like, if it's something important, I will stop with what it is, which mostly got to be death or something. Somebody, a limb got to be broken right now for me to stop this damn show. Something better be going on. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be like George Bush when they came and he was reading to the children, and the Twin Towers was falling down and he just continued reading. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, no shade to him, because he had to let the process go through to be like, oh shit, my country is falling down here. I don't want to hurt these children's heart. Let me finish reading this book. But I'm, you know, I know he's like on the low, like, y'all better handle this. So, you know, in that sense, do you feel like these people were genuinely friends? And I'm asking these personal questions only because sometimes people, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard people say, people gonna say I turn my back on them. I've heard an artist say this. I'm like, excuse me, come again? What the hell you mean? I'm trying to get us to. You can come with me. You know that, right? You know that, right? I'm asking this question, like, you know, for people to know, like, how important it is for you to stay focused, and maybe these people weren't your friends at all. Right. It is very important to stay focused, and try to stay as professional as possible, in those situations. But sometimes you can't when, you know.
Well, this is your friend, so it's like, hopefully I grew up with you. I knew you before I started.
This song wasn't about a friend, though.
Oh, this was about
somebody. Well, okay, it was about somebody who I thought was my friend. Okay. And it turned into something else. Right. So yeah. Okay. It's a long story, but I
don't care for the story, but just an idea that for the people that's going to be listening to this is like, hey, listen, I understand that people are going to be your friends, but even in the interview with Snoop Dogg, he's an artist. He said he realized the further and further he climbed up the ladder was actually further with even relatives. They kept it started to open up and they started to go down. Mm-hmm. And there were times where he gave money and said, "Hey, do something, invest in it." But they didn't have the work ethics like you do. So even if you give somebody some money because you want them to come along the journey with you want them to do their thing, right? It just doesn't work out. Right. So, lesson learned to everybody out there. So with that single, that person helped you write it, and it was based off of a true story.
Not that person, but the writer.
The writer.
Right. The writer that I'm still working with to this day.
Are you working with only one writer or many?
It would depend.
Don't be cheating on your writer now. You cheating on your writer? Let me find out. She kind of think about it like, he or she may be listening to this. You cheating on your writer?
No.
Okay.
No. The writer that I know, the writer that I work with knows. She's a part of the team. She's a part of the team. You on the team. Don't worry. She knows what's up.
Don't worry. We ain't gonna do a Cardi and fire you as soon as we get up there. You good.
Yeah, you in there like swimwear.
Don't worry about it. We had y'all got a connection. I'm saying we as if I'm actually working with her, but But did y'all have the discussion like, if the time comes around, I might want to work with someone else, it shouldn't be a problem. Is that correct?
Well, not really, because it's more of a she writes for other people too. So, it would be more so. Well, I don't know any writers that just write for one person unless they're just a mainstream artist.
So it's more about chemistry.
Yeah, it's about the chemistry. The timing is about, just the support in itself, because if I'm not going to have somebody writing for me or writing with me multiple times if they don't support me.
Right.
Because it would make no sense.
Okay. Okay.
That's very interesting. Once again, I've never really heard it from that perspective. But you're right. Now that I think about it, writers write for multiple people. Mm-hmm. But sometimes people kind of like get the liking to each other, and that's their comfort zone. And they rather just, if they see potential in you, they rather just continue to work with yourself. So have you ever performed before, or will you be performing anytime soon?
Mm-hmm. I started performing in 2020. So, yeah.
How was your first one? Because I'm looking at you like, girl, I probably would have tripped over my 1 foot. Or, I don't mean to be so negative, but I could just see all the things that could have gone wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or if I was your friend, because I would have been your real friend, amping you up on the stage, and you probably would have tripped like, girl, why you got to do that? I'm trying to stay focused. Yeah. So how was that first time?
Well, my first time performing was in Atlanta. It was at a show down there, and I actually thought I was going to trip and fall.
Oh, man.
But I didn't.
What? Yeah, we're supposed to do the,
oh, man. Damn.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I enjoyed myself. It was just me to break myself open into the experience of being on a stage. And I enjoyed it. And it was not my best. It was my first. So I had to go, and I had to go home, and I had to groom it. And I'm still grooming to this day. I never stopped practicing. So
and that's key, because, no matter how seasoned, no matter how seasoned you become as an artist, you're always in a state of learning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you become a student to the craft. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't mean to interject, as just a human. I expect someone to constantly be the best version of themselves even at the caliber that Beyonce is in. I don't expect her to be the same this year. The next year, you are supposed to be the best version of yourself every time you wake up in the morning. But as an artist, I can imagine this time too, girl. I'm like, Lord, what am I doing today? I got to perform on this stage.
It's a lot of hard work. Yeah, because you got to keep up with, even though you're not a mainstream artist, you still got to keep up with everybody.
The mainstream artist.
And, just keep in line. So,
do you feel now, who are some of the artists that you would like to work with? Some people that you really admire, and it doesn't matter what genre of music is in. Like, but who would you rather work with?
So I would like to work with Missy Elliott. I would like to work
that's a
with
dope one.
Eve.
That's dope. Missy Elliott is a
I would like to work with Kendrick Lamar.
Girl.
I mean, it's so many people I would like to work
but
with.
You know what?
See,
you're
those selections.
You're in a certain lane there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're
in a very eclectic group of people. You know what I'm saying?
Those people you pick shows me mentally where you at.
Mm-hmm.
That's really dope. Kendrick Lamar, Missy Elliott with her style and her showmanship, really great. Those are great. So those are the three. What about like producers and stuff like that? I mean, who really?
DJ Khaled. Definitely.
We the best.
Yes.
We the best.
I've been waiting to say that, girl, all my life. I got about 5 minutes of fame. We the Yo, I'm done. Don't mind me, girl. I'm too silly. Okay,
we
go ahead.
trying music.
We trying music. No, cut that. We the best.
Yes.
All right, so DJ Khaled is one. You know, listen, and then I ain't mad at you. We want to be a part of the A team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he also demonstrates diversity, even with the people that he worked with. So it's kind of like super dope that you're choosing.
That's my main thing is diversity, though, because I don't ever want to be stuck in just being a rapper.
Right.
Ever. I want to be stuck in being nothing but me, Brazy Luca. Whenever you hear me, you just hear, oh, that's Brazy right there.
Right.
That's it.
Right. You have an accent. Where you from? Where you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, I knew it, boy. I heard that. I heard my mama and you for a minute.
NC stand up.
You using the pickaninnies and piggly wigglies out in there. Okay.
You know what I mean?
My folks, from North. My folks them from
You got one of
Fayetteville,
your own up here in Harlem.
Let me
you know
find
what I'm saying?
out.
Building.
North Kakalaki meets Harlem real quick.
Known.
All right.
You know
She tried to hide it, y'all. She tried, but she wasn't doing it. Came out.
I don't be trying to hide it, though. For some reason, it kind of be mixing together, and then I just be talking, and they be like, oh, no, that word, that ain't it.
Oh, yeah. I heard that. I don't know what it was. He said, hold on. Hold your horses here. This ain't no.
You know what I'm saying?
This North Kakalaki real quick. What's going on?
We know something going on.
Yeah.
We know something going on. You know, we hear something.
I caught that.
We hear something. You
caught
it. You caught it.
I caught it. It was too cute and sexy. I was like, They ain't New York. You know how we give it up. Well, so DJ Khaled is one. Is there anyone else?
Man, I can't even name no names right now. You got me shocked right now.
See, I don't want to tell
my
age.
But really, number one right now is DJ Khaled that I can think of. But there's a lot of producers that are underground that people don't really know about that much that I really would like to work with.
Yes.
Super
DJ
dope.
Benji is a one person I want to work with.
Wow.
But he's
Benji,
really,
you heard that. It's on the radar.
Yeah. It's some people that people don't know about that I'm really into. I just like to, go in and be a little different than everybody else, and that's my whole point. I don't have to be with somebody or with a producer that's very well known. If it gets me the sound that I need, then I'm with it.
That's super
dope.
That's
real dope.
I happen to notice back in the day, I'm gonna rewind 5 or 10 years. When you dealt with business, when you dealt with music or anything like that, it had to be cookie cut. What is your niche? What is your demographics? Where do you want to go? But now I keep hearing from people all the time, I want to be diverse. I want a variety of things. And do you feel like that's a good thing or a bad thing? Because now if you don't have for some people, they say if you don't have a main focus, you're setting yourself up. You got to have a focus. So do you think that's a good or bad thing?
I think it can be bad or feel bad to other people, but to me it's not bad because that means I can work with work with somebody who speaks Spanish. I can work with somebody who does pop. I can work with Madonna if I wanted to because I'm that versed in different things. So I'm not gonna be putting myself short and be like, oh, I'm just gonna rap. Nah, I'm gonna do everything. And guess what? Whatever you pick that you like about me, you pick.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Great answer. Great answer, goddammit. We gotta start giving people a round of applause for good answers this bit. I don't know what's going on. But I really like it. Yes. Oh, she didn't. But that's all right. Now, I want to ask you something. People have albums. People have singles. Albums have about like 80,246 songs on here. I'm over exaggerating, y'all. Y'all know I'm from New York. You know we gotta spice it up.
Oh yeah.
This is not my area of expertise, but it's like I've noticed for the past few years, people have been putting out singles, and so I'm just trying to say on the business wise, because we already know that people are doing music because they have the love for the craft, right? So we're gonna put that to the side. Now is the next thing that you can possibly talk about with the music is business, right? Is it wise to put out singles, or is it wise to put out albums, and why?
I feel like it depends on your budget. It depends on your support system. It depends on the DJs that's backing you, and the radio stations is backing you for real. Because I know that people do singles and they do tracks for singles. Those cost money. Mixes cost money. Mastering costs money.
Right.
So some people tend to focus on one thing where other people don't. You know what I'm saying? And some people like albums because they feel like, oh, well, I'm getting this out and people know that I'm doing this, and they showboat. Right. But some people do it because they know that their catalog is being seen by certain people and they want to present that. So it just depends on it depends on the artist.
I don't know where they created albums from anyway, but I just feel like, no disrespect to the world, but due to the fact that most of us have peanut heads and we only think with one side of our brains, we have a short attention span. So I think that we can't sit there and listen to whole albums anymore, because then we'll start scratching our heads and just doing some crazy off the wall things.
Scratching your whole brain out.
And because we have a short attention span, I don't know if albums really will work for the general public. I don't think it'll work for the people in the world anymore. But how important it is to have a visual with your songs.
It's so important to have a visual with your song. I know some people don't have visuals with certain songs, and some people have visuals with other songs, but I feel like it could be a budget problem.
Right. Oh, Lord. Let's talk about bitch better have my money. Excuse my French. I want to keep it PG for the...
Visuals are extremely important nowadays, because the youth and the generation out here listen with their eyes.
Yeah. Right. So they're visual learn. Like most of us now are like mostly visual learners. But my thing is, sometimes we need to just listen with our ears, and I feel like there's a possibility that we're not really feeling the music when the visual is there, because music is vibration, is frequency, and mostly vibration. So I feel like when we're looking at the visual, it kind of like depreciates the value of the music. Do you feel that way?
No.
Because let me tell you something. I've seen some videos sometimes. I'm going to keep it real with you.
Oh, yes.
But when I listen to the song by itself, I ain't never know he said that or she said that in the song.
Oh, I get what you're saying, though.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I was so focused on the visual.
The visual gives you...
Especially on the big booties. Everybody's getting mesmerized right now. I'm like, damn, I'm feeling the booty and everything. All right, I'm seeing ass everywhere now.
Will take away from the substance of the song. I definitely understand that.
I get what you're saying now. When you said that, I thought you were asking me something.
And even the sound. I've heard people go on the stage, sing their song with the sound, but then just drop everything and you just hear their voice. And you felt them. You felt what they were saying. It was just dumb. Yeah. Nothing in the back. Like some Patti LaBelle shit. She don't need nothing. Like she'll make you give you goosebumps. Yeah. Or some Mariah. Just what? Even Little Mo, that woman got a voice on her. Yeah. Talking about Little Mo, is there anything you want to say, engineer? While you chopping on your chips and everything? Switching gears.
I was going to ask her.
Yes.
What did you think about the versus battle?
I was going to ask her the same thing, too.
I honestly did not get to see the versus battle.
Oh, you are this...
She's literally the second person. These are some hard-working people.
I've been super duper busy this past week, and I can't even tell you
know
why.
What?
But
you know what?
It's crazy.
Well, I had no choice because it's part of the job that we do.
With the next generation, we know why. You know what I mean? That's all good. You get a pass. The other person, They don't get a pass.
They don't get a pass. There's none.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah, obviously, yeah. Shit, hell yeah, she do. All right, so with that being said, I do want to ask you in regards to that, not watching the show, but there's a lot of, I don't want to say they're OGs, because there are people that's older than like Fat Joe and Remy Ma, people that preceded them and started the help pave the path for the rap thing. But what I appreciate about the versus battles now is that those rappers like Jadakiss and so many other people were able to bring their music back out, and for the youth to really see, God damn it, with some stuff. Is not to say that their stuff is not real, but to see how the people before you, how it was done, right? And not only that, their sales went up tremendously. I'm like, God damn, and they deserve it. They deserve it.
Hold up, excuse me. Yesterday's price
is not today's price. It's not. And it's copywritten, and I'm kind of pissed about it, but it's not. It really isn't.
The illustrious words of my brother
so
Fat
do
Joe.
you appreciate that? Because I feel like they weren't getting their...
They wasn't getting their
They
flowers.
weren't getting their flowers, especially with the money, on the money side. I feel like the younger generation, they ain't playing about their money. The little babies, the little this and the little that, and all the littles, all the littles is getting their money. And all the babies.
That's a fact. That is
Well,
a whole fact. You know what I'm saying? No, hold up. All right. I got another question. Because I didn't get to, I didn't get to ask this before, and by golly, I'm going to ask it now.
Go ahead. Shoot your shot. Hurry up with it, though. Go ahead.
What did you think about...
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, guys. My apology.
She did that on purpose, y'all.
We just got to play on the show sometimes.
So, what did you think about, and I'm almost certain you did watch this.
What I watched?
What did you think about the VMA's costume party?
Yeah, someone who's into fashion. No. Let's rewind, selector.
I can't even tell you I watched that.
Excuse me. Okay, you had to have seen some flashes across your phone with all black face, all black everything. Okay.
I have seen parts of the versus battle, and I have seen parts of the VMAs, but only pictures. Right. But I haven't actually watched.
No. We didn't watch it either. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know what was going on though. It was just
it
so
seemed
the VMA,
like a Halloween party.
The VMA Awards is all. I mean, the VMA Awards is interesting, and the gala, the Met Gala. The Met Gala is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be eccentric, over the top. From what my gather, it's supposed to be a theme, and you dress off of the theme. I don't know what happens in there. I never knew, do they perform in there? I don't know what the hell goes on in there. I just know what goes on as people are walking through to get in there. I never got to that part yet, so I need to get some
thing.
But what the hell they doing there? Once they get dressed, what they do? Go and sit down and eat. What goes on once you get inside?
How you gonna sit down with
some can't sit down.
Redenbacher dress on.
Some people have it big and they had to have practice what they're gonna do once they get in there. How are they gonna sit? My thing is,
how you gonna sit down looking like Randy Watkins?
I don't know who that is, but let me explain something to you.
Sexy chocolate.
You being someone who is into fashion, who knows fashion, do you feel like, I don't even know if it was these people, they could have just had a fake person come in. Do you feel like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's outfit was a good outfit?
No.
For the Met Gala?
No, I don't. And I can clearly tell you that I did see Kim Kardashian's outfit, and I did not understand what she did.
Was it, when you say what she did, was it just the face covering? Was it just the overall thing?
The overall thing. I don't understand. I wasn't there, so I don't understand what the invite said to come in or what to do.
What was the theme?
But
it's always a
that
theme.
was not it.
No.
I mean, that wasn't. She normally comes, real nice or something.
So
but
beautiful.
that wasn't it.
Do you?
She's always had a very
Kanye.
conservative, clean look about her.
Kanye got
and
in the
this
head.
one was a lot different.
They was divorced and they just got back together. She ain't had that D for a while, so she was willing to do whatever.
Her drink and she went ape shit on that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Moving on. Let's go back to the music. We don't want to keep you for long, but so you have that single out. Is there any other music that you have out right now that you want the people to know about?
Let the people know
Yeah,
what's going
sure.
on
All
with
of my
you.
music. My first song, the first song that I put out is called Money Power. It's out still to this day. Definitely check it out. As well as Boss Ass Bitch. And Splash and Freak Like Me. No Offense is the last single that I put out, but I have so much more music that I'm so excited to put out. So I'm on 1,000 right now with my music.
Boss Ass Bitch, that's
Ain't
good.
nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Because nothing wrong with that.
If you don't believe in your music, you can't expect the next person to believe in it. You know what I'm saying?
You damn sure right.
You are a saleswoman through and through. As an artist, you got to, you got to convince the people that you are what they need to be listening to.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
So where can they get your music at? Where can they see your music at?
You can actually find my music on all platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer. You name it. If you see music, Pandora. If you see music, you see Bldg.
So it's on all on platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have anything else out there besides the music? Do you have any merch, or you're working on any clothing lines? And where would they be able to follow you at to see your?
Right now, my merch is coming from FanPass Live. Is another app that I do like live shows and Q&As and different things like that. And we pretty much come up with our logos and the things that we want them to put on our shirts and whatever else. And they have a store that is specifically for me.
Okay, and it's called what again?
FanPass Live.
Okay, so if we go on FanPass Live, then we'll see you on there, and then your fans will be able to give an input on what how they want you to design the clothes and stuff. Wow,
they can have an input anywhere. You can go.
Yo, that's ill.
Like that's the great thing about. I feel like my fans, for me, is they come to me in my DM and be like, "Hey, you doing this, or you doing that?" And I be like, "Yeah, I'm doing this." And I'm gonna be there. You gotta have some type of interaction with your. I don't even call them fans. I just call them supporters because everybody just supporting.
Right.
That's dope. That's dope.
That is amazing. So can you please tell them your social media handle, all of them? Do you have Facebook? Because I know you have IG.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so Facebook, IG, Twitter, TikTok. Lord, you
everything.
Nowadays you gotta.
You're doing better than me.
You gotta have a royal flush of social media.
He said royal flush.
Literally. You better get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can say all your social media handles.
Stereo, what's
all my social media handles are actually it's Brazy Luca, ITSBRAZYLUCA, and I do that because it's best to follow one thing than follow multiple different names and things.
It's easy. I mean, that's your brand, so you keep it consistent.
So it's all across the board.
All across the board. It's Brazy Luca. Outside of my music, you of course can find me at Brazy Luca.
I thought it would be a one at one of them or two somewhere. Oh, nah. It always have to be. It can be a little difference. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate you coming through. I hope that you stop by again. I hope we were easy on you.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of hard questions in there.
It was.
I think you missed one. Where are you hailing out of?
Where am I hailing out of?
Like, yeah, where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina, but I'm in the Bronx. So.
Oh, okay. BX in the building. Stand up.
Yeah. Okay.
Salisbury, North Carolina.
You know what I'm saying? What's really hood?
That's where I'm You're a Southern girl, Southern hospitality.
The BX NC connection. We got that.
That's a fact.
You were born and raised in North Carolina?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Salisbury, North Carolina, and then I moved here in 2014.
Oh, man, that's
wavy. Because see, there's two different worlds here. Two different worlds. How do you like it? You love it?
I love it because my little town, man. I have to. I have to be
understand.
moving. I have to
You
be
had
doing
the
something.
bungee.
But
You had
New
the
York is
bungee.
like, get
Oh,
out
yeah.
the way.
But that's
move.
it's a,
And
it's
down
a
south
challenge
is
for
like,
me.
hi,
Yeah,
y'all.
Right.
it's a challenge, and I love a challenge.
Right.
I love being able to be challenged. That you can't do that.
You
oh,
want to
yes,
go
I
in this
can.
rough city?
You told me I couldn't be here. Guess what? I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah.
North
Right.
Kakalaki in the
You know what I'm saying?
building acting. She's
Shout
New
out
York
to
for
Salisbury,
sure.
North
Yeah.
Carolina. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wow. Because when you go
Yeah,
down
let's
south, it's
go.
like I get confused. I went down there to visit my folks, and they'll wave to you, and I'm like, why are these people waving to me? It's like,
Oh,
this
you
is
don't be
y'all
waving
from-
back. You don't like the
And
hospitality.
New York is
You know
not.
what? It's almost like a chain reaction. Like if somebody wave, you wave even though you don't know why you wave, and you like, okay,
I did.
I don't want to be strange.
But I
about
did
it.
the
Like, if they
fake.
wave,
What
I
is
wanna
going
wave
on?
back.
I
You know
don't
what I'm
know
saying?
them. Hi, y'all.
You don't want to be the weirdo out here. You
But
know what
see,
I'm saying?
That's the great thing about the South.
An
Is that
excellent
you don't
thing.
have to you of course you got to be a little leery of people sometimes, but it's a great thing that people are being like, hey, how you doing? You know
In
what I'm
New
saying?
York,
Like,
you have to be leery.
Yeah.
There's kidnappers, rape, stab, shooters.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, you guys, for putting New York out there like that. We have wonderful things about about us as well. So, my parents were raised down south, but we moved up here a long time ago. But I always go back there because I have my family still down there. So when I first went down there after so many years, I was like, "What? What are they doing here?" I'm telling you, we were driving. They was like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Y'all know them?" I said, "We don't know them." I was like, wow, this is interesting. So now I got used to it, and it's great hospitality. It's family oriented down there,
Right.
and I'm happy that the culture is still there.
yeah.
New York, y'all got a lot of explaining to do, but that's a whole nother story. And I'm happy that you're able to survive in New York
Yeah.
after living in this small, pretty old. See, I knew it was something different about you. Your pretty smile, and you're just so well reserved. And now you
No
want to
doubt,
come into
no
the
doubt.
jungle.
And
where I'm from is not.
You know she's a beast.
yeah,
It's not,
and she
you
bringing
know,
some heat.
So
let's
Right.
let's make no mistake
happy.
of that. Make no
so
mistake.
it's
It's
you gotta
getting
get
there.
it. You
Right.
gotta get it still.
That's
Cause
what's up.
That's
know.
what's up, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming. We hope that you come again. And, House of Harlem TV, y'all know where to follow her. Make sure y'all support her. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all share and network with her. She's available.
Yeah.
And that's point blank, period. Make sure you subscribe.
And you're gonna see
For real.
more of her, and you're gonna hear more of her music, and you're gonna see more of her fashions.
I was about to say,
You know
I
what
want
I'm
to see the
saying?
fashion.
So
I think she got a lot on her belt with that.
Keep in mind, yeah, definitely, etch that into your brain. It's Brazy Luca
that's a fact.
everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And we definitely support Brazy Luca. You know what I'm saying? She's like I would say to in the immortal words of Wendy Williams.
Lord.
God bless her soul. You know what I'm saying? She, Brazy Luca is a friend to the show. You know what I'm saying? So you got the easy pass. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely are going to showcase, and not showcase, we're going to premiere your music after we
If she
get
gives
off the air.
us
You know what I'm
permission.
saying? The next day,
Yes.
you're going to see
Someone hearing.
Luke. You're going to see Luca. You're going to hear Luca. And, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be entrenched in the Luca wave. So, much
Everything
love to you. We
Luca.
shout out. Everything Luca.
Don't copy.
You know what
I
I'm saying? That's a
create too.
t-shirt.
Everything Luca.
Everything Luca, B.
Everything breezy, okay?
Everything Brazy.
Yeah.
Everything Brazy. You know what I mean? So, we definitely appreciate
like I
you
took
coming
my
on,
edible.
Luca. Much love to you. Much success. And we definitely going to be watching, and we're going to let the people know. We're going to keep them updated with whatever's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely gonna support.
definitely
her.
appreciate
Thank you,
that.
and I appreciate you coming.
Well, I
Peace out.
appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for dealing with my craziness.
absolutely.
I appreciate
You know
you.
what I'm saying? You was able to survive the hot seat. You know what I'm saying?
It can get hot here. Can get hot.
Yeah. So, shout out to
Many arguments.
It's Brazy Luca. Shout out to the hostess with the mostest, Kia L. I'm Shaka L. Bay, and we are signing off. Stay tuned, because we're going to premiere Brazy Luca's music right here on House of Harlem TV, on House of Harlem Studio.
That's right.
We out.
You got the music? Damn, bracelet about to come off.